Hi, Dr. B here. Today I'm talking about the impact of mass shootings. And this is obviously a very heavy topic. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner with over 20 years of clinical experience, but I've also experienced a lot of personal hardship, grief, losing 2 children, watching a degenerative condition take my family. So I truly understand grief. But when you look at things like mass shootings, oftentimes as a professional, I'm asked like an opinion on this. This is a mental health problem. Is this a gun problem? And we want to like point fingers and give blame to some one thing, that if we just did this one thing, these mass shootings wouldn't be happening. And with a heavy heart, I don't think that that's true. This is very complex. What happens to somebody to get them to the point of taking someone else's life in mass, it's too hard to explain. It's complex. It's individual for each of those people. And so as we try to take care of people and maybe fix the system a little bit, I want you to take the time, if there's a recent mass shooting that is on your mind, obviously if you're watching this, stop, take a deep breath, be thankful for what you have, any protections that you might have. If you are a victim or a survivor of some mass trauma like that, you likely need some professional help. There's grief and trauma that happens after this mass casualty thing. We have to hold space for it, take care of ourselves, and really as a whole, as a country, as a world community, we need to have empathy for the victims, their family, and not let that be displayed in anger. Oftentimes we just, after such horrible events, people take this and take their anger about a certain situation, maybe their belief on pharmaceutical medications or their belief on gun laws, and they use this not consciously. I think it's just our reaction to such a horrible thing. But we are a community of people, and I would love to see us have a human reaction of empathy for all of the victims, even the killer's family and people that knew that person, and the amount of turmoil, pain, and evil that must have been going through that person's head to get to that space. It's more than just a mental health diagnosis. It's deeply ingrained, likely a personality disorder. That's from the medical sense, but environmentally, what has been going on? Where did we fail that person? Where did we fail the community? And just have a heart of empathy for everyone, empathy for our human race, everyone. I truly believe that everyone has good in them. And if we can love each other and find space for that, and we can really only control our environment, what's around us, right? But we also don't want to live in fear of these horrible things that are happening in the world, and finding the balance of protecting ourselves versus living in fear. It's so complicated. This video is not about an answer. It is about empathy and love. Love for our fellow humans, love for ourselves. And, just prayer and, really trying to, even if you don't believe in a God that can help us in these situations, there is true love and love for each other and this universal love to bring us together. So my only plea is that we don't respond in anger, that we respond in empathy and love. There is a time and a place for discussing gun laws, and there's a time and a place for discussing the problems with the mental health system. And we can, it's okay to use this as a catalyst for those discussions. But what I see is anger of a black and white, anti-gun or pro-gun, and there's nobody coming together after these things. It's tearing us apart. Let's try to have what we call balanced thinking, that, dialectic thinking, that both sides could be right. And yes, it's okay to use it as a catalyst for discussion, but let's not make our reaction anger. Let's make our reaction empathy and love, and build a community of mental strength. I know this is a tough discussion, but let's come to it in love and in balance. And let's try to change our community, because we are all mentally strong.